go. Hey, fans of the Monday Movie Club. This week, we're marking the 60th anniversary of the UK premiere of Goldfinger. It didn't come to the US till December of 1964, and it's number 133 on the Franken list. I'm Frank Gaffney. With us, as always, Joel. What do you got back there? Goldfinger stuff?
Yeah, Odd Job, Goldfinger, Bond, Pussy Galore, the DVD, the book.
Speaking of Pussy Galore, here's Amy Goldman.
Hi.
Hey, where are you coming to us from?
The other room.
You're in my other room?
I'm in your other room. Hang on, Frank.
Annie King's in the kitchen again. Mark G is that Austin Powers?
Yes.
Yeah, that's gold member.
Gold member, because he has a gold member.
Yes, he does.
Look at it!
Hey!
Forgot.
She came to Florida.
Right.
My battery is running low. Try plugging in.
Where's your plug?
This is going to be a short meeting.
All right.
Yeah.
Where is the plug? Yeah, in that crap over there. Yeah, it's going to be a short meeting. All right, so here, Joel.
Yes.
Goldfinger. I think I said why, but why Joel?
Why Joel? I don't know why Joel.
Why Goldfinger?
Why Goldfinger?
Why
Because
Joel?
we did the other two.
That's Joel's thing. It's
And
Joel's
next year is Thunderball.
Correct. Isn't that our nickname for Frank? No,
Thunderball.
thing.
But does Tom Jones sing Thunderball?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. All right. So right from the man shooting at the screen, who we assume he's shooting at James Bond, and that fabulous theme.
That's okay. Let's correct this before we go any further.
Yes, I agree.
That's not
This
it.
is a mess.
That's not it.
God, Frank.
But
That
this
could
is
be
these are
another
like
chord.
these are chords from 1999. What is going on
Right?
here?
That's not the plug.
Well,
Oh no, the plug is here.
Oh my God. Let's go get him back.
No, that's fine. Oh my goodness. Go
It stands
on.
to reason.
Okay, so let's correct you before we go any further.
John Barry? Was
The
that John
gun-
Barry?
The gun barrel sequence at the opening
Right.
of almost every of every Bond film.
Well, since this one, right?
It's in
It's in the
the
other
Octo. That is first of all, that's not Sean Connery walking across the screen.
No, it's some
It's
random
Bob
person
Simmons, one of the stuntmen,
who
and
we assume is like a criminal shooting at Bond. This is what I said.
no, he is not a criminal shooting at Bond. He is Bond shooting at a criminal.
Bonds, isn't it?
Yes.
That is not James Bond.
That is
Bond.
James Bond.
And it's supposed to be James
I
Bond,
would
yes.
think so.
Yes, it's Bond walking across the screen and going bang to the criminal.
Well, then they should have gotten Sean Connery to do it.
They couldn't because Connery was not available when they were shooting the title sequence for Dr. No, which is why it's Bob Simmons for the first three films. In Thunderball, it will be Sean Connery. That's why
I
he's
feel
wearing
like we
the hat.
discussed this the first time we watched this.
We did,
horror
yes.
movie.
And probably the second time.
Yeah, and we'll probably do it again next year when we do
Yeah.
Thunderball.
Because I'll bring it up again. All right, wait. So are we going on now? Okay.
Sure.
And so I'm going to start over because now my whole sentence is gone.
Well,
Okay,
let's do it.
right from Bond shooting at the screen to that fabulous Bond theme, you know you're in the right place. Okay.
Amy,
And
can you do that
Sean-
without moving your lips?
Do you want to read together?
Sure.
This-
And Sean Connery, oh my. So suave, so sophisticated, and so sexy. You don't like that? I thought it was
Impressive.
I think we just lost our last viewer.
And your last nerve.
Yeah.
All right.
Years ago.
Then, of course, this was fabulous. The whole bathtub thing. And then he sees the villain in her eyeball. I'm like, that is brilliant.
And I
Come
thought,
on.
oh my God, that couldn't do that.
I know, but it's so brilliant. It really is.
And admittedly
you-
speaking, on the audio commentary, because I watched one of the audio commentary, listened to one of the audio commentaries this time on the watches. Director Guy Hamilton said it was ridiculous, but it worked brilliantly. So
It was brilliant. It really was. And then frying the guy
Annie
in the
has
tub.
something.
Did you guys watch it together?
No.
Oh.
And then frying the guy in the tub and then saying shocking.
Shocking. Yeah.
Like, was this the beginning of quipping?
There are a couple of quips in the other films, but this is really where yes, we'll just leave it at that.
Did they quip in the book?
No.
No, because it's sexy and fun. And then Shirley Bassey, classic song, quintessential Bond theme, I feel. And then we're in Miami Beach, the fabulous Fontainebleau Hotel, and it's still there and it's still being used in other movies. But in true 1960s fashion, only one person from the cast was actually in Miami when they filmed it.
It was very green screen,
It
that
was
movie.
very blue screen.
Blue screen.
Blue screen.
They had no choice.
And but that was kind of like the 60s version of CGI.
Yes.
Only right. So who's the actor playing Felix? I did not like him, whoever he was.
Cease Linder. Jack Lord was an asshole. He wanted to come back as Felix from Dr. No, and he basically said, I want as much money as Connery and co-billing. And they were like,
and this was before he was even famous.
Exactly. They were like, you're replaceable. And then they unfortunately replaced him with, a guy that could have been Bond's uncle.
Yeah, and he's the weakest link. Goodbye.
He's not the weakest of the Felixes, but he's at the bottom.
He's the weakest link in this movie.
Oh,
Does he come back for Thunderball?
Yes, but different actor.
No, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
The same actor. And Bond, James Bond, is this the first time he said that, Joel?
Did you watch Dr. No?
Who remembers that?
When he's first seen on camera, that's exactly what he said.
I have no idea. I didn't memorize it.
It's not memorizing. It's like one of the most classic introductions in film history.
But you don't remember what movie it came from when you're just a casual fan.
You hear it so often.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the first film. It's the first introduction. It's his first time on camera. You just link
But
that.
I feel like this is really the first film where all the tropes are present.
Hold
Yes.
on. Joel, when does he say shaken not stirred?
When does he say it?
This is the only time he says it. Right in this movie is the only time he says it.
I don't remember him saying it in this movie.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Other times people
When
say
he was on the plane, he said it.
Yeah.
Oh.
all right. And then when he finds the girl, I don't know her name. And then he pulls up the chair to kiss her. I'm like, that's some smooth shit right there. It was brilliant. And seeing Odd Job in silhouette, that was great. Because he's menacing. And then she's all painted gold. That's brilliant. And now we're dealing with a madman. And then there's M. He's the one, right? Bernard Lee. He's been around a while. He did it for a few movies. And Moneypenny, which I think is so adorable. The two of them flirting with each other.
Yep.
Love it. And the Q branch. Is this the first Q branch?
No. This is the first time you see the lab, basically.
Right. The lab.
But that actor who plays Q he's in it for like the next 40 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
He's in every movie.
Desmond Llewellyn will play Q in every film. His first film was the last one, From Russia with Love, and he's in every movie up until
he died.
Which he died in '99. So that's The World Is Not Enough, I think, is his last film. But he is not in Live and Let Die.
Because he did.
No.
And when did they start calling him Q? Because it's a Q branch. Don't they call him Q?
Yes, they called him Q in the last movie.
But it's a Q branch.
Correct. The character is actually in Dr. No, played by a different actor. And he's referred to by his actual name as opposed to Q.
And what are they in the novels?
Yeah.
All the gadgets.
Major Boothroyd is in the novel. They don't refer to him to Q until well after Fleming died and others took over.
And the movies had established that.
Correct. Yeah.
And are they in the novels, all the gadgets?
Not exactly. There's a couple of things here and there, but the movies are more gadget laden than the novels are.
And then the Aston Martin. That's very cute. Finally, we have the car. And
doesn't he make a comment too, like he didn't like the car? What did he say in this? Oh, new car, something like that.
Yeah, I forget.
That's where his Bentley was.
Yeah, where's my Bentley? Yeah. But I don't think he was disparaging the Aston Martin. Okay, and then they meet on the golf course because, quite frankly, Sean Connery was a very avid golfer. Like, he would take his golf clubs everywhere he went in the world.
Yeah, no, that's not why they met on the golf course. Connery's love of golf came from this movie.
From this scene?
Yeah, he had never played golf before.
Because I remember when we had a Fox movie called Rising Sun, and he
Yep.
was in that movie, and
Yep.
we had to make sure his golf clubs went to every place he went.
This is where he got his love of golf from making this movie.
And Odd Job's hat, I LOL when he threw it and the statue popped off the head. Cute. And Goldfinger's car is AU1. Why is that, Amy?
Because AU stands for gold in the elements chart.
Periodic
table of elements.
Okay.
I didn't catch
But
that.
shouldn't it really be AU finger?
Yeah. AU, like that.
AU finger.
Ew.
Okay.
That's one enough.
Sure.
And they were a little too obsessed with the sonar in the car. I'm like, oh my God, it's so brilliant. We have GPS now. We don't care. Look at me, I got sonar. Oh. Let's look at it. Okay. Gadget number 1, stopping the girl. What was that?
The thing on the tires.
Oh, yeah. And that was Chariots from Ben-Hur.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And Granny with the machine gun. Come on. That was funny.
Yeah.
And he is caught. And then classic, the laser to the testicles.
Yeah.
Classic.
Is this the first movie we see that? I don't mean James Bond. I mean just in general, because that's in every cartoon and movie.
Well, because honestly, the book he was tied to a table with a buzzsaw that was coming up the middle, and
laser came in handy later in the movie.
Yeah, well, and plus, lasers were kind of the big thing at the time, and they
Yeah,
actually, in filming the scene, they actually had a working laser, but the minute they turned on all the studio lights, you couldn't see it. So they had to rig it up, and obviously that's an effect now. But there was a guy under the table with an acetylene torch. They had to pre-cut the table, and they had to refill it in, repaint it to be like the rest of the table, and then he's underneath with the acetylene torch, burning away the fill-in
as it goes along.
Yeah,
and they drew it in later.
Yep.
And then he says on the airplane, "Shaken, not stirred."
Yep.
And Honor Blackman is the personal pilot, Pussy Galore, and one of the most iconic of the names of Bond girls, of course.
There was a line I read in the trivia that was cut from the movie. Something he says to her, Joe, you'll know it. That the censors thought was way too risque. He said, "Is that you or is that your name?" You know what I'm. You know what I'm trying.
Yeah, I don't remember the specifics about it, but they had a whole thing about they actually almost changed her name because they were worried about the censors more in America than in Britain, because the American censors are all about sex and the British censors are all about violence. At least back then, that's what it was. And they lucked out because one of the British newspapers wound up taking a picture of Honor Blackman with Prince Andrew. And the caption that they printed was "Pussy and the Prince." And they're like, if a major newspaper is going to print that, nobody's going to give a shit. So
wow.
And then she
But
says,
that's her name in the book?
Yeah, that's her name in the book. They were going to change it to Kitty Galore.
Kitty Galore,
Not as fun.
No.
And then she says to him, "You can turn off the charm." And I'm like, no, he can't. He cannot. The tracker in the heel of his shoe. Oh my God. Is that where Mel Brooks got the idea for the phone?
Probably.
Right.
And girl pilots. This is 1964. Yeah, 64. That's pretty progressive to have all the girls be the pilots. But I mean, 60s misogyny at its best.
Sure.
And KFC at the gas station. That's funny. I mean, you used to get it at the gas station.
Yeah.
They're like, look at us. We're in Kentucky. No, they weren't. Were they? I don't know.
No, in the U.S., they only shot in Miami. They did not shoot in Kentucky. Which is kind of funny because the reason Sean Connery wasn't available to shoot in Miami was because he was in, I believe, Kentucky shooting Marnie.
Oh, good Lord.
Funny. Also adorable in the jail cell with the guard when he disappeared and the guard's like,
Yes. The winking at the guard. Yeah.
no. And you know, and I get it, they were trying so hard to look futuristic, but it looks oh so 60s. It's like crushing the car was great.
Oh my God, that was great.
And then he says a little island in the Bahamas. I'm like, Bond, Jamaica, perhaps. And the cuteness of the roll in the hay. Come on, that was cute.
What roll in the hay?
After the judo fight.
He tossed her into the hay.
Yeah,
Oh.
they're very cute. Fort Knox. Okay, now the movie got a little ridiculous because everybody passed out at the same time. Everybody
Oh my God,
woke
that was so
up.
funny.
So bad.
It was really good. And and then not Felix too. Oh no. And Goldfinger killing all the guards at once. I'm like, come on now. I guess they were Imperial fighters.
Yeah.
They couldn't hit them. Also ridiculous. And for dessert tonight, fried odd job. I like fried odd job.
It's cute.
He
But
actually
that's
he got burned doing that scene.
really.
Yeah,
Well, it truly was fried odd job.
The fire effect behind him on the posts got him on the arm, and he didn't. Guy Hamilton didn't call cut because he didn't realize that Harold Sakata was actually on fire.
Burning.
Yeah, and he just stuck with it until Guy Hamilton called cut. It was like, oh my God, what, you know?
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, it's nice that he didn't ruin the shot.
Exactly.
And another really great line. Are you also having lunch at the White House? Oh my God,
Yeah.
that was great.
Yeah.
That was great. And her maternal instinct also made me laugh. And then he says, "This is no time to be rescued." What a rascal. So and then it says the end of Goldfinger, but Bond will be back.
Yes.
In Thunderball. I love this movie. I really do. I really feel it's the best Bond movie. 4-star movie for me. Quintessential. I used that word already. Connery at the top of his game. Best villain ever. Best henchman ever. Best Bond girl ever. Just so elegant, so self-assured he is. And the quips. Lovely. Love everything about it. Even with this stupidity.
Yeah.
I love it.
Is it your favorite Bond movie?
Yeah, and I've actually seen them all. But yeah, I would say absolutely yes. Annie King, had you seen it before?
I don't think so.
Had you seen Austin Powers and Goldmember?
No.
No. All right. So then you don't have a prejudice.
No, I've not seen Austin Powers, any of them. So, yeah. But, you know,
All right. Mark is
No,
writing
Mark.
it on his
Mark's
list.
adding them to the list for next.
I'm with you on that, Mark.
Yeah. Thank you.
haven't seen any.
Maybe not the first one, but maybe the second one.
Yeah. Second one's the best.
But me, I'll have to watch the first one before I watch the second one.
Yeah.
Just to be in
I
order.
didn't see the second one.
The second one really is the best one.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
A triple feature for one session.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
We're going to watch 4 Ghostbusters movies. We have enough.
Right.
But yeah, no, I don't think I remember ever seeing this one because there were some great things. I loved, instead of saying Miami, that it was the plane that had the welcome to Miami thing. I thought that was great. And did they have a sale on Asian actors for this movie or something? Like,
I hate to burst your bubble. They're not all Asian, unfortunately.
oh, well, there's a lot of them, I guess. I was like,
Yes.
wow,
No, there
where'd
are
you
a
get
lot.
all these?
The Michael G. Wilson, who is currently one of the executive producers of the series, that's his first. He's appeared in several of the films over the years. That's his first appearance in a Bond film. He's playing one of the Korean
Henchman?
henchmen at some point in the Fort Knox scene. So,
but he's not Korean.
No,
Yeah. I don't think they were speaking Korean either. So
no, but yeah.
Yeah.
So Annie, you felt represented in this movie.
I guess so. Yeah. Yes. The stewardess, the girl on the plane and stuff. Yeah. But there's really nothing left for me to say because Frank, you said it all.
Ah, all right. So next week, somebody else say it all.
Well, you touched upon everything. So I enjoyed it. It was, fun. I thought that some of it was just plain silly, like them
Yeah.
all falling down at the same time.
Yeah.
Great choreography though on that. Great choreography. So yeah.
And then
So
they all woke up at the same time.
Yeah.
yes, it was
Just like Amy just did right now.
so I'm giving it 3.75.
You?
I might have liked it better in 1964, but
Yeah, I definitely could see that. And like I said, I'm giving it what am I giving it?
4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I meant I'm giving it the benefit because it is to me the I'll say it again, quintessential. Aim, did you not like it? You were watching it with 2024 eyes.
Yeah, I had never seen it.
Get
I've
it?
only
4 eyes.
2020.
4 eyes.
I had only seen the ones we've watched in the movie club and maybe one other. I think I started watching. I said I should start watching James Bond. So that was what before this. I guess I would have seen the first one.
Yeah, we saw
But-
two.
also I grew up with Roger Moore.
Yeah.
That's
I
when-
did see the one at the Fresh Meadows Theater with
Yeah.
Roger Moore.
Yeah.
Was it Live and Let Die? No.
I think there was more than one.
Yeah.
The one with Carly Simon?
Oh yeah.
What's
That's
that
the
one?
Spy Who Loved
I
Me.
love it.
That's the one I saw. That's the only one I ever saw. Anyway, to me the movie's just corny. I don't have the whole benefit of the doubt thing and the nostalgia. It was just corny. So yeah.
You didn't think he was sexy?
Of course he was sexy, but it doesn't
think he
sex
was
doesn't a
charming?
movie make. Yes, he's very charming.
Did you
But
not see Caligula?
no.
Sometimes sex does the movie make.
Wait a minute. Caligula.
New director's cuts just coming out in a couple of months.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Before this, it was uncut.
Yeah.
I thought it was so corny when not corny, but when he what's his name? Without the hat.
James
Aja.
Bond.
When Aja
Random
threw his
task.
hat. When Aja threw his hat at James Bond, I'm like, well, now he's lost his hat. How is he gonna get his hat back?
It's a boomerang hat.
No, it's just stuck there. Anyway, I don't really take any notes. It took me like 4 hours to watch the movie. So not that I hated it, I just kept stopping. So I kept losing my train
It's
of
like
thought.
the second. It was the shortest Bond movie until Quantum of Solace came out.
Yeah, I loved how short it was. I was very happy. But I was just like, pause. So I'm gonna give it 2, and I'll give it 2 3/4 stars because it's I understand one of the classics, but I don't need to be seeing it. No nizzle.
This is why she can't watch movies when she's tired and cranky.
Yeah.
And I can never watch movies.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, I'm a little leery since you do have Austin Powers there. What is actually going to come out of your mouth?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Had you seen this before?
I saw this once before, thanks to Joel. I'm going to say this was maybe 8 years ago, Joel, that you decided to rewatch the entire catalog of Bonds.
Yeah, that sounds
Danielle
about
and I-
right.
Yeah.
Was
somewhere
that
around
right
there.
before Daniel Craig came in?
8
No,
years.
he was already out, but maybe it was when maybe Skyfall was going to come
between.
out,
It was
something
either
like that.
Skyfall or Spectre. I tend to do
Something-
that when
Yeah.
there's a movie coming out, and except when there's a movie coming out and then it gets delayed and delayed and delayed because of the pandemic.
So this was definitely before 2020, well
Yeah.
before then. And so Danielle and I went over to Joel's maybe for 2 or 3 of the movies, and then the other ones we did on our own. And I just like Amy, I never grew up with these. I had seen some of the Pierce Brosnans in the theater because I was at that age where we just go to the movies to see the stuff. But I didn't, also like Amy, I didn't really care. This meant nothing to me, and I was not a fan of Roger Moore. So it was fun watching this the first time around, and I really liked it. Also, I got to tell the story, though, which I told Joel at the time, that when my brother and I were, in that early teen phase, when we were fighting, 2 boys were going to fight all the time, fist fights and just yelling at each other and whatever. And my mom, to get us to stop, would just start singing Goldfinger. And she would like purposely sing it really bad. And we would be like, stop, anything but that. And it was fantastic parenting because we would stop automatically. whatever we were doing, we'd stop just so she wouldn't keep, because she would keep going. So unfortunately, because of that, I am permanently scarred. I hate this theme song.
Oh, I hate this song. Hate it.
Can't listen to it. Oh, it just brings back those memories. So
I think if it brings back a memory of your mother at this point, you should be happy for it.
yeah, but I still I know what you mean, but no. I just wanted to say also that I didn't have this in my notes, but the scene with the mobsters, those were the nerdiest miscast. Those are mobsters. I mean, those are like the wimpiest guys ever. The I did enjoy this. I enjoyed it better the first time than this time. I will say
Well,
that.
I think you enjoyed it better the first time because you saw it on a 40-foot screen.
Yeah.
Now you watched it on your computer.
No, it was linked up to my 42-inch TV at least.
Not 40 feet.
Not 40 feet.
Not
No.
40 feet. It's 110 inches.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Ouch.
So that's more than
9
double the screen you watched it on.
No.
Can I ask, was this a bad transfer? Because the version that I watched on whatever that
On TV, yeah.
software may be, yes. It was very jumpy and it bad
There was
cut.
one bad jump. I saw
was
it.
One bad cut when
Yeah.
when all of a sudden he was in the car with the guy with his head.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it seemed like it was like randomly sped up or just kind of. It didn't seem like it was proper, so that may have affected my current star rating.
That sounds like a transfer issue.
Yeah, I agree.
I didn't have that. I only had the one jump.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, the beginning, I also thought the seeing the villain in the girl's eye was very clever. But what followed, again, I'm going to say it because I'm a fight choreography guy. That was the worst fight ever in history. It was horrible, horrible. And then to top it off with saying shocking, I was like, oh God, this is not as good as I remembered. But then it got better. Pussy Galore, even for me, that was over the top ridiculous with the name. And I actually will take Jill Masterson. I liked her much better. If I had to choose her over Pussy Galore, I would take her. I thought also the part in the prison was cute when he was kind of taunting the guard and then just, which again, how are you going to get all the way up there? But it was fantastic. The Aston Martin tricked out part, I like that with the gadgets. And yeah, I did read something about that this is when they really started upping the quips and the gadgets and so forth, and that became like the shtick going forward. For me, it's going to be 3.25. I thought it was going to be higher. So I was a little bit disappointed because I remembered it being a little bit better. But I think Frank said it, just in regards to the villain, the girl, it was on point. Some of it was too dated for me.
Joel, tell them they're wrong.
You're all wrong except for Frank.
No, Joel, you agree with me that I know you agree with me that this is the best one.
Yes, this is. I will say it's the best of the classic Bond films.
Till Daniel Craig came along.
Yeah, there's definitely there's a dividing point there. That from Dr. No all the way through to Die Another Day, you're dealing with one specific type of Bond, and then we move on to another with Daniel Craig. It is the quintessential Bond film. It is the one that finalizes the blueprint for the rest of the series going forward, right, up until Daniel Craig. You've got, we had a pre-credit sequence already in From Russia with Love. We didn't have one with Dr. No, but the one we get here is actually not related to the plot at all, which is usually what happens going forward. There's some stuff where it does relate to the plot as we get into later films. Again.
And then one other trope I forgot to mention was taking off the overalls and he has a tuxedo underneath. I'm like, yeah.
That was it.
There is no title song in Dr. No. The title song of From Russia with Love is actually buried in the film on the radio and then played over the end credits. This is the first time we get a big title song. And it is still one of the best. As much as it annoys Mark and Amy hates it, it is it is one of the best Bond songs, so much so that sometimes in my head when I start my head will start playing those first opening notes. Instead of segueing into the rest of the song, it actually goes into License to Kill, which starts with 3 similar notes. So you know, that theme has embedded itself into other parts of the series as it's gone along.
Yeah.
You know, the weakest link is Felix. Felix is a great character in the novels, and unfortunately, he's treated pretty much like crap up until the Daniel Craig films.
I was gonna say, and as a Jeffrey Wright fan, I mean, like, I don't think any Felix that we're gonna see until then, I'm just gonna not like. I feel like
you won't. The 2 best Felixes in the series prior to that are what?
Oscar Madison.
Yeah, are Jack
You
Lord
know
and
that.
Dr. No, and Rick Van Nutter, who plays him in Thunderball. The rest of them are, you know, David Hedison is the only actor to play him twice in the films, and he still comes off as Bond's uncle, especially in License to Kill, where he's obviously much older than Timothy Dalton. But
Why didn't he change his name? Because Daniel is quite the nutter. He nuts all over the place.
Rick Van Nutter, I don't know. That's
Yes,
his name.
Wow.
And
yeah.
Pussy Galore.
I don't know what to tell you.
That explains why he's a nutter. He's got pussy
Um,
galore.
I love watching this movie. I can watch it till the cows come home.
Well, I don't know about that.
No, I could. There's lots of fun trivia about the film. You know, Shirley Bassey had to take her bra off to hit that last high note. When
Of course she did.
Well, no, because this is why you're making it sound bad, but
yeah, no, it's
the bra was constricting her lung capacity.
exactly, and
So
she was actually
could take a deeper breath because she didn't have her bra on.
she was
That's my
actually
kind of composer.
screened off from the band in the recording session, and that's a story that I think it was Vic Flick, the guitarist, tells in a book about how all of a sudden he's sitting there and her bra just came flying over the screen because she needed to expand her lungs and she couldn't with that in the way.
Yeah.
She's probably wearing a
You
big
don't feel
girdle piece.
constricted?
Yeah.
Of course.
Girdle, of course. Yeah.
The I know you're all complaining about the all the people dying at the
Fainting at
same
once?
time when fainting at once from the gas. It's funny because in every scene that you see that happen, it's the exact same group of actors in different outfits.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah,
I didn't either.
No, there's no way you know.
Yeah,
Um,
that's funny.
you know,
That
it's
is
just
funny.
silly stuff like that.
Yeah, you were in the front last time. Go in the back.
Yeah, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
This was
We only have so many Koreans to go around.
right.
Even if they're named Milton.
Obviously, did everybody notice Burt Kwouk as Mr. Ling? Burt Kwouk was at Pink Panther movies. Kato.
Oh.
He
Oh,
was
wow.
he was the Chinese assistant that was talking to
Really?
Goldfinger during the laser beam scene, and then later on, Goldfinger just shoots him outright in Fort Knox.
Right. And
This
he
is
would
one
just surprise Peter Sellers every once
right.
in a while. That's funny.
This is one of the few films we talk about film adaptations of novels, and that the book is always better. This is one of the few films that I would honestly say is better than the book. Richard Maybaum and Paul Den streamlined the plot, got rid of a lot of extraneous stuff while keeping the essence of the novel. And the best part is the novel is all about Goldfinger wanting to literally rob Fort Knox. So it's a ridiculous and over the top impossible thing because you're not going to be able to rob Fort Knox in like, you know, a couple of hours. Having him detonate a nuclear bomb inside Fort Knox to devalue the gold that's in there and raise the price of his own stock of gold is much more brilliant and more logical.
100%.
But that was great, and I did love that they just had Fort Knox in this movie. That was great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They were obviously they were not allowed to see the inside of Fort Knox. Albert R. Broccoli was able to get permission from through some channels surreptitiously to shoot around Fort Knox to get an idea of what the buildings really looked like and try to recreate them on the Pinewood Studios. But they got a little bit in trouble for that. Ken Adams' set inside Fort Knox is one of the most over-the-top, ridiculous sets ever created, but it's brilliant for this film because obviously gold would never be stored like that. You know,
Right,
it's too
right.
heavy to
It's
store.
all
like that.
visual. It's all
Yeah,
visual.
it's visually amazing, and I'm glad that he wound up coming back for this film. You know, he did Doctor No. He was unavailable for From Russia with Love because he was working on Doctor Strangelove, and it was Doctor No that got him the job for that. So, and you'll be seeing him again with some of his more elaborate sets as we go
Yeah,
on.
they were like, he already designed one Doctor movie. He could do
Right.
another.
Exactly.
Was he on Doctor Who as well?
No. But I, as I said, I love the movie. There's nothing
Well,
wrong.
and also the whole thing, and I was totally thinking the same thing, is how much a bar of gold actually weighs. How are
Right.
you going to get this out of Fort Knox? You couldn't possibly.
Yeah, it was
No.
great that they brought that up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it would be ridiculous.
Well, it took them months to fill Fort Knox when they built it. So, you know.
Oh,
But anyway, it's
Or
a
the fact that he could actually throw it.
well, you know, think about it. If you had a 5-pound weight in your hand,
Yeah.
you know, you'd be able to pick it up and throw it depending on how strong you are. You know, Connery's
nice the size of an axe.
right.
Yeah, and not with that accuracy either.
Well, you know, Oddjob's a bit of a bigger target. You know,
He is, and he's
But-
of course. All right, so
so
Joel,
anyway, 4 stars, obviously, easily the best of the classic Bonds. Great adaptation of a pretty good novel to begin with. It captures a lot of what Fleming was doing in the books, but amps it all up without going into ridiculousness. Yes, it's dated in some spots just because of special effects and dialogue and
Yeah.
some racial
But-
issues, but it's still
but that Sean Connery does never gets dated. I would have dated him. Yeah, the charm, and his little sexy bikini, so cute. All right, so
Cover-up. That was so weird.
What?
The cover up from the bikini.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
it
little
was
jumpsuit.
ridiculous.
you know a company
I
actually
think it was
made-
terry cloth.
It is terry cloth. A company made that like a couple of years ago, a replica of it that you could buy for, you know, if you wanted to dress like Sean Connery in that movie. I looked it up just to see, so I was, you know, curious. I wouldn't actually pay for it. Ridiculously expensive reproduction of it for anybody who had money to burn. You could probably buy an Aston Martin cheaper than
Wow.
they were charging for it. It's like, and of course it doesn't come in my size.
Wow. I'd be loath to find one in my size as well.
Exactly. So
All right, so Goldfinger is not available from the usual subscription-based services. Didn't they have a deal with Prime for a while? What happened to that?
well, they technically still have a deal with Prime because Amazon owns MGM.
Yeah.
So my guess
Yeah.
is that they're doing a rotation. They put things up for free on Prime and then they pull them back. So
All right.
It's on Prime. You just have to pay for it.
Yeah,
well, yes,
massive.
but at some point
Yeah,
they'll
so-
add it back to Prime and you won't have to pay for it. And
All right, so next week we are going somewhat current again. We're going to watch Ryan Gosling in The Fall Guy, but you know, he's so mature now. He should be Ryan Goose.
Yeah, come on.
Stupid.
He's not a Gosling. Come on. No,
I love
I
that.
thought you were
Joe.
going to say it.
I was.
looked at you. I'm
I
like,
thought you were going to let me say it because I posted that meme last week and it
he
cracked me
did.
up.
He did. She did. She did. All right. That's it. You got anything else?
where is the Fall Guy streaming for those that want to
Oh.
watch this?
Netflix?
Netflix, right?
Okay.
Is it?
Netflix.
I didn't write it down.
I thought, oh, you may want to
Is it
double
I have to
check
watch
that.
it today.
Is it Netflix?
I thought it was Peacock because it's a Universal.
Oh yes, it's on your Peacock. Got it.
Peacock,
Got
got
it. Peacock. Got it. Got it.
And I think
It
there are
is.
2 separate versions: the theatrical release and a
Yes.
extended cut.
Extended cut.
Already?
Yeah.
Just came out.
Really? Which one are we watching? The theatrical release, right?
Yeah.
Whichever's on Peacock, I would
I,
think.
I saw that one already. So I'll watch the other one.
All right. You'll let us know what extended.
The Peacock. Cock.
Yeah, you gotta watch it on Peacock.
All right. We are going to the pool now.
Fun.
Nice.
That's it for us. Thank you. Watch the movie.
And also,
Bye-bye.
Thank